Good morning, Flosstube. My name is Laura, and I'd like to welcome you to Stitching by the Shore, my channel about cross stitch. Every once in a while, some other crafty stuff too, but today it is all cross stitch. And stay through to the end because I have a little bit of a giveaway. It is Flosstube number 10, so I thought I would celebrate with a little giveaway. So anyway, let's move on to it. Life is, my big adventure was to take Shamrock, our dog, to the vet on Wednesday. He needed blood work. He was very sick last year. He has a problem with his protein and his albumin levels, so he has to be watched carefully. It's funny because he's happy and joyful, and they say it's a very serious disease, but he just is a happy little happy-go-lucky dog. And in fact, it was his attitude and not acting sick that kept him out of the hospital last year. So we just keep going. The labs are obviously empty. We got results the same day and he's still holding in. He does take medication, but it's not dropping. They're not worried. And so he's good. But I say I went out. I drove to the vet. They took him out of the car, did their thing in the building, brought him back to the car, and then I called later and paid. So I got out in the car, but I didn't actually leave the car. So that was my big adventure this week. Otherwise, I've been home. We are expecting snow tonight into tomorrow. I am so ready for nicer weather. I think tomorrow 40s and cold, and next week might be a little bit cold and unsettled too. So I am all for some warmer temperatures and getting that spring going here. I guess the snow is not good for flowers. I was going to say rain might be good for the Mayflowers, but I'm not sure the snow is. The 2 daffodils that I managed to grow every year, because I have no green thumb, I've already blossomed. They're out in the front yard, and they're little tiny things, and I think after tomorrow they're going to be no more. So that's about it there. I have 2 finishes this week. So I had talked about last week about maybe taking a step back a little bit from stitching, not a ton, and stop stitching, but I did take more time for myself for yoga and getting out of the positions that stitching puts you in, because after a while that kind of constant position kind of wears on the body. I've got a history of some arthritis, so I do have to be careful, and I do try to move and get on the treadmill and all that kind of stuff as well. So I think I still have a decent amount. I touched most of my projects except for Christmas rules. I put that aside this week, but maybe not as far on some of them as I would have liked to have gotten. But I do have 2 finishes. So the first one was part of the Be Well and Stitch freebies. This one was from Cottage Garden Samplings, and I've seen lots of you stitching it. This is done on 18 count Garibaldi's Wedgewood Blue. Garibaldi's is a shop on Etsy. So, and everything I do, if you're new, is 18 count. Oh, and I forgot to say, welcome if you're new. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you so much for pressing play, and I hope you like what you see and you'll hit subscribe and come back. And for those of you who are coming back, thank you so much. I got so excited to talk about Shamrock that I forgot all about welcoming you all. All right, so back to stitching. This is done in DMCs. Now, the bird and the leaf and the words are all called for. I didn't have some of the heart colors or the flower. So this is the very first time, and I had not done the flower before I showed you this last week, that I have just radically changed colors. I tried to pick things that would show up nicely on the blue, and I really like it. No idea what I'm doing with this. If I can ever figure out pillows, I think that might be a cute pillow, or maybe a cute hang. I don't know. Right now, I'm finishing my stitching. I don't have a lot of finishing stuff because I'm so new back to cross stitch, and I'm not going to worry about it. The stores and all that will be there later on. Right now, I'm just enjoying the process of stitching and enjoying when I get a finish. So that is my first finish. Then This has seemed like it's taken forever. It is Little House Needleworks Summer ABCs. And I finally just buckled down and finished it. This is on vintage country Mocha. Ooh, the sun is gonna, so I can't show it all the way. But just to show you, this is done in all the called for DMCs. And that was what I stitched this past week. Everything is the same. I think there's a couple little bees that I did not put in. I just didn't feel like it. I made a mistake on one of the ice cream cones, but it looks good. And we're good. So now that will get put in my finished pile as well. So hopefully during this, I'll have lots of things to put in the finished pile. And when I can, I'll have fun shopping around looking for stuff to finish them all with. All right. So those are my two finishes. Super exciting. I think next week I'll have one definite, maybe two finishes. We'll see. I don't know yet. Rips. Prim Village by Lori Holt. This is, Fat Quarter Shop is doing a sal with this. Hashtag Prim Village Sal. This is one of them I did not get as far as I thought it would. This is done on Vintage Country Mocha. And I did not finish the pink house. That was my goal this week. These houses are big. So I had the goal of a house a week. I don't think that's going to happen. And this may, you know how every other week I've been doing Christmas rules? This may become an every other week project because the houses take forever. You know I'm slow on houses. And so maybe if I do it every other week, if I stitch on it, then I'll feel more motivated to get the house better done. I love the colors. I think it'll be so cute when it's done. But the houses are wearing on me a little bit. So that, we'll see what happens this week if I feel like stitching on it. But that may become an every other week project, which is fine because there's lots more, especially with Maynia coming up. Second, we have Widow's Walk from Annie Beez. I am realizing as I stitch this, so the top is not bad, and the top was going along fine. The bottom is basically full coverage. All of that is stitched, the water, the whale, that's gonna take me forever. When I started this, I was like, oh, it's small, it'll go fast. And then I really looked at the pattern and it's gonna take me forever. This is done on Blue Ice by Garibaldi's. I changed the DMC red that was called for to 349. This was a lot of fiddly stuff, so that's why I didn't get farther than I thought I would. Again, I stitched Prim Village in this in the middle of the week, and I really made a conscious effort those days to take care of myself a little bit of self-care away from, because stitching is wonderful self-care, especially mentally, but I needed some physical self-care. So I did get the girl. So she is on her widow's walk. So now we just have to keep going. So I think, I'll get the house maybe done this week, but then it's gonna slow down drastically because there's way more than I thought. I love stitching this though. It is a lot of fun. And I really like stitching on the colors. I'm really embracing that and I'm really enjoying that. And then next, Halloween sampler, Cottage Garden Samplings. I got my row done. I did get that. It was a long row. So there we are, R, S, T, and U with a couple little candy corns. Did I finish the candy corns? Yeah, I did. A couple little candy corns. I did not, this was a long row. Usually you'll see I start to go in rows below, but I did not. That was where the page break was for the pattern. So, you've got the page break and then they do have a shadowed part underneath, but I had to keep flipping. And this pattern is one where you basically, I'm not gonna show you the pattern side, but you have to open it up. Ooh, oops, sorry, I guess there was a pattern there. But you open it up this way and you have to keep flipping, and it's flipping in a weird way. So that took me a little bit longer. But at this point now, I'm on the flipped over side. So VWX will be my next week's challenge. But I'm still enjoying this. This is part of a sale, All Hallows April, hashtag All Hallows April. Lisa at Cross by Floss had a birthday last weekend, Easter Sunday, and she decided for her birthday month, she was gonna stitch all Halloween. And she is starting, I don't know if she's starting every single day of the month, but so far she's had a start a day. She's had a video out to show a bunch, and then I think I don't know if she's waiting 2 weeks to do another video, and she's got a whole bunch of starts. She's got a lot of Halloween patterns, really fun. Check out that video if you want to see a bunch of great Halloween patterns and ideas and choices that she's doing. One more whip, work in progress. I thought I might get a finish on this, but this was the last one I worked on this week. And again, at a certain point in the night, I take a break and I do other things and move around and relax. So I made the conscious effort not to keep stitching, even though I could have. Little House Needleworks, Suffrage Act. There is a sale with this one. It is hashtag SWTSSUFFRAGE, stitching with the sisterlies. All of those I will link below with a link to take you to either the Flosstube or for Fat Quarter Shop, their blog post explaining the Prim Village sale. This is done on Coffee Tea Dyed. I had to stop and think about it for a minute. And that's what we have. So what is left? Not much. She has no face and no hand, so I do have to do that. For some reason, I did not pull that floss. So I don't know if I don't have it, so I might have to come up with an alternative. And then there is a big star here, and I think there's 2 little stars here, and that is it. I am done with this. So the goal was to get this done by Election Day, and clearly my goal is now to get it done by the end of April. So I'm hoping next week for a video that I will be able to show you a finish with this one. I really enjoyed stitching this. I really, really enjoyed it. Yeah, I just can't say enough about it. Really fun. I liked it. I did change. They had 822 for the column and her dress and whatever was considered white. That was too creamy on this fabric. You couldn't see it. So I changed it to 3865 DMC. And I love how it pops. I really love how it looks. So we are very, very, very close. As close to a finish as you possibly could get on that. So that is a definite goal for next week, is to get that one finished, which should be exciting. And then I have one new start. So for April, what I've been doing is starting little things. I started the Be Well. I've started little projects during the week just to have maybe a new start, change things up a little bit, but not have anything big, especially because I'll talk about Maynia later, but Maynia is going to be a big project Maynia, I think. So I wanted to just do some small starts this month and maybe have a bunch of finishes so that going into May, because I have a feeling there won't be much finishing May, I'll have gotten a lot of things accomplished, a lot of things finished, and May can just be a process month. I'm just going to enjoy the process of stitching. So I pulled out my Tiny Modernist. I'm in my own head now when I say that. Summer Signs chart. And I am doing sand in the air, salt in my hair. I say it wrong every time I think about it. This is just, I did it on the white 18 count, Ada. And that's what I have. I'm using the called fors. So this is the first one. I stuck it on board. So that's the Ocean Breeze. This will be the next one. So what I think I'll do is I think I'm going to do 3 out of the 4 signs. I think I'm going to do the top 2 and then the Life is Better. Life is always better at the beach. Now that one and this one have the same, no, the 2 diagonal ones have the same outline. So I think what I'll do is I'll put them, I'm going to do something 3 in a row. And I will put this one in the middle, and then I'll put the other ones with the 2 similar outlines on either side. And I haven't decided if they'd each get matted, they'll each get on the board separately. And then I haven't decided if I'm going to mat them again each separately, or I'll just mat one long thing and place them on and then maybe put them on something else, or even just keep it as something that tilts against. I don't know yet. But that is the plan. And that's what I did yesterday. This Ada is so stiff. So it definitely, I had Band-Aids on all my fingers yesterday because the needle, I was pushing harder to get it through this versus using the Picture This Plus. I mean, there's no difference in that. No comparison is what I wanted to say. But that's fine. I think it looks good on the white. These colors are so bright and so vibrant that they almost need the white. So that is, I don't know if it'll be a finish next week. Again, it depends on how much stitching time I give myself, or again, if I start doing some more self-care away from the stitchy chair. So we'll see. I did not have a lot of shopping. And actually some of it might be, I think some of it, well, I'm not even gonna bother. I got DMC from Fat Quarter Shop and from 123 Stitch, getting ready to kit up some Maynia stuff, and I have another order coming with mostly DMC. You don't really want to see all my DMCs. With Fat Quarter Shop, I also got some sticky board, so I can put things on boards that I know I want to, but I won't finish them more than that. But I also got this Silver Creek Samplers, Winterful Friends. I thought that was cute. And I like the little rectangle part of it, and I think that'll be cute. And then at 123 Stitch, I ordered some patterns. I've got, and this is gonna wait till next year now, the Easter wreath from Tiny Modernist. I'm just gonna say that word really, really fast, and then if I muffle it up, nobody will know. I got from Heart and Hand, Summer Bird. I thought those were cute. And I stitch, with me stitching on 18 count, this will be an itty bitty little thing, which I think will be cute. Then I got from Tralala, I'm not even gonna try to say it, something de Noel, super cute snowman. This is the first Tralala I have ordered. I looked at the pattern, and okay, it's not in English, but you can figure it out. DMC is DMC, word no matter what. And the pattern itself is, looks easy to follow. So I'm excited to give that a try. There's a few more on my wish list for this company, but I thought I would try one first to see whether or not I liked it before I ordered more. And then the last one, and this is it, Little House Needleworks, 2 White Houses. That's been on my wish list for a while as well. I thought that was so cute. It's definitely a fall piece with the pumpkins and the colors. And I love fall, autumn. It's so funny because I'll say I love it, but then I love spring and I love summer. I just don't love winter. So I can't decide my favorite season from there. But that's the list. And that is all my shopping. Very little bit. Again, most of it was DMC, which was good for kitting. Nothing you really want or need to see. So plans for Maynia. I know I've seen a lot of people talking about it, and there's such a variety. It's so cool how everybody is making it their own. I am going to do 1 start a week. I think I might do Mondays because Mondays are kind of blah, and it might be fun to have a brand new start on a Monday. Especially now because we're not going anywhere on the weekends. So Monday comes around and it's kind of like, it's just a continuation of every other day. And we are under quarantine to at least May 20th. So I don't see myself going anywhere in May. So I thought that was a nice thing. So these are big project Maynia. I know there's a word you can put in between. I've seen. First one, Kringles. I know a lot of people picked this one up. It's so funny when I look at this picture, the fabric looks cream, but I know the called for is a linen, I think, and it's a gray. So I picked out this Artemis. This is Artemis from Bestitch Me. It's gorgeous. And I threw, let's see, I didn't know, I was afraid, see, I don't know what the Parisian gray looks like. This looks so light in the picture that I really wasn't sure, did I pick a gray that was, I'm trying to flop these on there just to ask your opinion. Did I pick a gray that was too dark? Because obviously, but at the same time, I want the colors to pop a little bit. I think what really sold me too on some of it is that the ecru definitely will show up, and there is a lot. You need 5 skeins of ecru So obviously I'm stitching a lot with that and some of these other colors. So this is what I'm stitching on. If you think this is too dark, absolutely too dark, hit me up and let me know. I don't know what the Parisian gray would even look like. And I don't want it too light, because I definitely want the Ecru, and 945 is another one. I want it to show up. So that's why I thought I'd pick this. But I am super excited to start this one. I have been waiting and waiting. And part of it was I didn't have a clue what fabric I wanted to do. So when the Stitch Me Artemis came in, I thought, that is really, really gonna work well. So I think, give me your opinion if you have one down below. Oh, I meant to, you've all seen it. My second start, and I don't have a cover page, it's a digital pattern, is the Hello Pumpkin from, I think, is it Caterpillar? Yeah, it's Caterpillar Cross Stitch. All I have here is the actual pattern, which I obviously don't want to show. So I don't have a cover page to show you. I was thinking, and I've gotten this pattern, I bought it months, near the beginning of when I had started back. I loved it, so cute. I had no clue. I had gotten all of the DMCs. I had no idea what color I wanted to use for fabric. So when I got this is from Fabrics by Stephanie, and it's called Nantucket Sky. I thought this would be kind of cool, because you've got the tree, and then, you know, it's kind of like you're outside, and you've got the background. So these are the colors with the pattern. I'm sure many of you have seen it, because a lot of people have stitched it. It's vibrant, you know, with the oranges and the teals and the pinks. So I thought this would look nice on that. This was one, months I've hemmed and hawed about a fabric, but I think this may work. I might try a little bit first and see how it looks, but I think I've finally made my decision, and this fabric is big enough, which is good too. And if I think about it, I will show the pattern. Well, I'll definitely, I don't know if there was a cover page. I'll print one off if there was, so that when it gets time to stitch this, I'll have something to show you. Then my last two big starts, I don't know what fabric yet. I ordered floss for them that's in the process of coming. I'm fully kitted for the first two, so those will probably be the first 2 weeks. I'm not sure which one which. And then these two will be the last 2 weeks once I have an idea. Silver Creek Samplers, and this is Christmas List. I think, I don't even know if that's called that. Does not say. I'm calling it Christmas List. I was thinking a light green. I don't know. Jade might be pretty. I need to have all the colors to throw it on there, but I'm not sure I want to do a really long big piece and picture this plus, because it is so soft, and you know I stitch in hand, so that could be more difficult. I had ordered a pistachio that was too dark a green from Garibaldi's. I think I have another one, maybe, the fabric dyers. Some of them are really backed up, so I have something that might be coming. It should be here before May, so I might see if that works. And then I might look at both Fabrics by Stephanie and Bestitch Me and see if there's anything that jumps out me there. Because I do think I'd like to do a very light green. Very, very light, very subtle. So that's that one. And then this one, Satsuma Street, Halloween Cat. And I like how it is. I don't know what color this is. It's clearly, it's linen, it's not Ada, but I love the choice there. So I would try to probably find something like that, because I love how the colors popped on that. And then if I'm feeling the call for anything little, I am breaking this up. I'm not doing this as one piece. I have the Halloween calendar by Tiny Modernist. And my plan is to stitch every day separately. Now they will be teeny tiny, because I would probably do 18 count. But I'm thinking what would be cool is to have some sort of tabletop tree, not a regular tree, but like a tabletop tree, and hang the different days. Now you could do it almost as like an advent calendar, each day hang one, or just keep them up there for the whole month. And if there was a way to stitch Happy Halloween and place that on top of the tree somehow, that would be the plan. So if I feel the need to have a teeny tiny start, this is what I'm gonna grab. I know I want to do it on a gray. I just don't know what gray yet. So that's a question mark for me. So I don't have the answers for that yet. I do have floss, so once I look at a couple more grays, hopefully I can make a decision and I can work on that. If the big pieces don't call to me on a given day, I'll have a few whips still carrying over. Obviously, Prim Village will not be finished. Widow's Walk will not be finished. Halloween Sampler, a few more weeks. I don't know if I can finish that by the end of April, but maybe that's a goal for me. So then I'd only really be carrying a couple whips, and then if I have any other small starts this month, maybe. But that is in the queue as well, because I thought it'd be so cute, all these little, and make them little ornaments and hang them, and who knows, my entire family still might be with me around here on Halloween, so we can make it a big event. And that's it for my plans. Tell me your Maynia plans if you haven't already. I love hearing them, and I love hearing what everybody is planning on doing. Before I finish up here, though, I do have a little giveaway. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know what I'm doing when I press the buttons and I order, but I ended up with 2 of these Heart and Hand Summer Birds. So I'd like to give this one away. So if you would like to have your name thrown in for this pattern, tell me what's your favorite kind of bird. And if you don't like birds, just say I don't like birds. You know me, I pick everything out and do it by hand. But if you say the word bird somehow or other, that will get you, I suppose if you don't like birds, you may not want to stitch it. But I love when the birds are out and about. We've had a family of blue jays lately, I think. And they're so, you'll see this pop of blue with all the, the leaves haven't really, I'm looking outside. That's why I'm turning. My backyard is right there. The leaves haven't really started yet, so you'll see this pop of blue. Or the female cardinals are gorgeous with the red. And then I never start early enough. I love hummingbirds, but I never start early enough. And this house, I don't have a good place to put the feeder close, so it's farther out, and I don't get a chance to enjoy looking at them. The last house we had, the feeder was right outside, kind of a window, and you could see them zipping in and out, and it was so cute. So maybe that's why I don't make the effort always to get the sugar water out, because by the time I do in June, I think I've already missed a month, and they've already found a place to feed. So, but I love looking at the birds. Some of them I'll be just like, oh, that's pretty. No idea what it is. But let me know, and I might have to look up a few if you name something I don't have a clue what it is. But if you would like to win this, normal rules, please don't say giveaway, please don't say free. I would love it if you were a subscriber. And that's it. And then next week, I will pick a winner on that. Other than that, I hope you are well. I hope you are getting some stitching time in. And stitchy friends, we will get through this together. Until next time, happy stitching.